Miss Class says, is it really wise to not please yourself while being single? I get stressed and anxious after a while. Great question. Now, if you're a person that pleases themselves sexually in your singleness, you're going to trigger things that don't need to be triggered. Because if you pleasing yourself sexually like that, then it's going to get old. And then you're going to want somebody else to hold and take care of that for you. And then all of a sudden it's going to... No matter how small the sin is, it never stays small. Hear me. No matter how small or less significant a sin seems to you, doesn't mean it's not power packed with other sins that will unfold as it unfolds, right? So biologically, your body gonna take care of itself, right? But what you don't want to do is to create self-pleasing habits. I call it on-demand pleasure. ODP. Yeah, you know me. No, ODP, on-demand pleasure. On-demand pleasure will cause your person that you end up marrying incapable of pleasing you. Because on-demand pleasure creates unrealistic expectations on another individual when you marry. So if you can please yourself on demand and you practice that as a man, then when you have a wife in hand and the different turbulences that occurs in a marriage when both parties are figuring each other out sexually, then you're not going to be pleased because you've been pleasing. That's why I tell even on the opposite side, women with vibrators, and that's why hide your kids. Like, tell your kids, we at the part right here. If you don't want your kids get sexual education at this point right now, this is the part where you need to go ahead and pause the video. Tell baby girl, hey, you go back to the room. Tell son, hey, go back there and play with the Power Rangers or the Ninja Turtles. Go watch one of them kid channels. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna get real. I'm gonna give y'all 5 seconds. 5, 4. Baby girl will be like, but why? Why I gotta go? I like Coach Jack. Tell baby girl to go. If you ain't ready to have the conversation. All right, let's go. All right. On-demand pleasure. Jacking off, vibrators, toys, all those different things. See, the thing about your body was not designed to be intertwined with artificial pleasures. Artificial pleasures when you pleasing yourself at a place where when a person is in place, they're incapable of pleasing you in that moment. So when a young lady is having a vibrator, no man stuff can operate at that high level. Ain't no woman able to handle what the hand can do. So all of a sudden, when she can't please you and your stuff is programmed to be super sensitive, then you ain't gonna be able to last long. Or if it's too whatever, that she doesn't meet expectation, because nobody chokes the chicken without porn. Nobody, even if you do it without porn, it's gonna lead to porn, and then porn's gonna lead to a scorn. It's gonna lead to a thorn. See what I'm saying? And so all of a sudden now because that's what happens when you're pleasing yourself and you watching all this pornographic stuff, you're subconsciously programming yourself to unrealistic expectations. Your wife ain't gonna be. These are professionals. What these women do, they're professionals. There's not too many wives that can do what they do. Ain't too many husbands that's gonna be in your stomach like that. That's unrealistic. And the enemy wants you in that because he knows that the more you immerse yourself with these type of things, not only will your body, your sexual organs be warped, you'll be warped mentally. Then all of a sudden you have on-demand pleasure, and then when it's time to be pleased, you can't be pleased, which then creates frustration in your spouse, which then creates an unnecessary tension in your house because you've been taking care of yourself. So it's not wise at all to take care of yourself because you can't take care of yourself. I mean, within that context, you can, but what I'm saying is holistically. And so that's the thing you got to understand about singleness is you have to have systems and you have to have a pursuit. Because boredom will always create that environment for you. You should create such a life where your mind cannot wander because it was too focused on working. A wandering mind will have you wandering on sites and will be wondering what this feels like, and you're stressed You think you stressed and anxious now. You stressed and anxious now because you have no outlets. You have no systems. You have to have outlets and systems. An outlet is a weight room. An outlet is hooping. An outlet is something that you can physically do to ease the tension, to ease the edge. You have to have a physical outlet. You have to have systems that even when you stumble and fall, you have a system to pick you up. You have systems to prevent and a system to to help you if you fall. You have to have systems. Whether it's apps, whether it's a friend, whether it's an individual that can say, yo, have you been whoop to whoop? Yeah, man. So that you could confess your sin. Because confessing a porn addiction or confessing self-pleasing conditions, you're not just going to confess that. There are some other things you got to confess. So when I was in that mess, what I had to confess was not just the porn issue. I had to confess that I had a need for validation. Because when the moments that I fell into that particular sin was because I lacked validation. I didn't get validation at a particular point. So because I was looking for external validation, when I end up not being validated from people that I thought would validate me, I fell down this slope that put me into this false hope. And then it created these emotions that said, yo, whoop-de-whoop, type, scroll. So in that, you got to ask yourself, because we'll make excuses to do a bad thing. And that's one of the worst things that the enemy packages around a sin. He'll give you the excuse of why you should do the sin. Well, ain't you anxious? That's what I heard. When I had those issues, that's all I heard. Well, Josh, man, come on, man. You a virgin, fam. Like, man, you ain't married, fam. Come on, man. Ain't nobody gonna know. Man, you work so hard, man. Anyway, then I will entertain those excuses to make myself feel good about what I was about to do, and then I still got set up with the condemnation at the end. So it's not wise, fam. And those on-demand pleasures creates an unnecessary issues in marriages. I've counseled people who have porn issues. Now the wife got an issue. Now the wife got problems. Or now I've been in a situation, heard people where the wife got the issue. See, porn and all that stuff have no respective persons. But those issues are just surface issues connect to a deeper issue. And if you don't deal with that deeper issue, this will always be an issue, even in your marriage, even in your parents. You know how many parents can't even talk about that because there are issues in their life? And all of a sudden, you now can't even have a solid sexual conversation you can't have a conversation about sex with your son or daughter because you're not a leader in that area. So now you can't even lead them in that area because you a follower in that area. So you can't just bury it. You got to carry it to God and say, God, help me. He's going to reveal to you. We'll talk about the porn later. Let's talk about the thorn now. The real thorn in you that's causing the porn to be an issue for you. Hope that. Thank you so much for watching my video. I pray that it was a blessing to you. If this video resonated with you, make sure you check out the links in my description box below. Links to my books, card games, coaching programs, as well as my school community. And also make sure you like, share, and comment on this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I look forward to serving you on the next video. I love you all. Catch you in the next one. Peace.